Welcome, my dear friends, to this edition of our English learning session. May I ask you what we are learning these days? Write down in the comment box so that I understand that you are watching these videos serially. If you can. If you have not watched, if this be your first video, then also alright, there's no problem. From now onward, start learning, and when you find your leisure, you just watch those videos as well, which we have already uploaded. We have uploaded about 4 videos on the same lesson. So if you find interest in these lessons, it is necessary for you to watch those videos. Okay, and write your comment down below, and I eagerly wait for your comment. So we are going to learn single word expressions. English single word expressions. Now, what is the value of learning this? What is the purpose? Why should we learn single word expressions? We should learn single word expressions in order to make our English very concise. Otherwise, we have to use a lot of words, and sometimes we have to express a certain idea in a very circumlocutory way, that is a roundabout way, and it will mar our English style. It will spoil our English style. Therefore, it is very important for us to know English single word expressions. And these single word expressions are very, very powerful, my dear. If you use these single words, you will see that your listeners will feel that you know English in the truest sense of the term. And for that reason only, I am trying to provide you with this type of words so that you can improve your vocabulary, thereby improving your speaking style. Now, please, without further ado, let us look at the whiteboard with full concentration. And before we start this lesson, I'll tell you the same thing as I do before every video. That is, watch this video full screen. Otherwise, it will be quite difficult for you to make out what is written on this whiteboard. Now, you see the meanings are written here. And the single words I shall write down here. Now, when I write down the single words, I shall spell the words out very loudly, so that if you have an exercise book or a notebook around, you can note down instantly the words. All right. So let's start our today's lesson. If you like this lesson, you will give a like. Sorry, dear. Sometimes I mispronounce. I don't know why. It is a human error. Okay. All right. Look at this. The short, loud sound of something like a stick hitting a surface. You understand? Seeing this expression, seeing this meaning, you understand what it means, actually what it expresses. Say you have a stick in your hand, and if you hit a surface, there will be a sound produced. Now, what is that sound called? Otherwise, you have to say that yes, I hit the table, the surface of the table with a stick, and there was a short, loud noise sound. So it's odd, very odd. It will look very clumsy. Therefore, you have to use a single word for that. What is that sound called in English? In English, it is called thwack. Thwack. Let me write down this word here. My dear friends, you know very well that my handwriting is pathetic, hopeless, but still I have to write this word. But when I'm writing this word, I'm going to spell out the word very loudly for you to write down in your exercise book. The word is thwack. 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 The word is thwack. Right? I heard a thwack and ran into that room. Hearing a thwack, I ran into the room. With hearing the sound produced by somebody hitting a surface with a stick. All right, let's move on to number two. In every session, generally I provide you with 10 single word expressions. But in my last video, I could not provide you with 10 single word expressions just because of lack of space. As you see the size of this whiteboard, and here if I go to write more, then I will not get the space. Today I'm going to give you 7 single word expressions. The cause is the same. As you see, number 7 is written here, and below it there is hardly any space. So I'm going to provide you with 7 single word expressions today. Number 2, a smile that expresses satisfaction or pleasure about having done something or knowing something which is not known by someone else. Let me explain it a little. Okay? Say you are in the classroom and the teacher has asked your friend a certain question. And you understand that seeing the gesture of your friend, you understand that your friend does not know the right answer to that question. But you know, as you know the meaning of that, the question, answer to that question, you smile, expressing satisfaction, expressing your pleasure. And you smile also at the failure of your friend. So what is that smile called? You may say smile. He was smiling in such a manner that people understood that he knew the answer, but he was waiting for his turn. So many words you have to use. It's not necessary. I think the sense is clear to you. Sometimes some students do this, I have experienced this. Certain student knows the meaning of a certain word, but in spite of knowing the meaning of that word, he asked me, "Sir, please tell me the meaning of this word." And I understand seeing his smirk, the smile. Okay, he's smiling in such a manner. I understand that he's trying to, of course, stop smiling. He's trying to control himself, but still, I understand that he's smiling, which indicates that he knows the answer. He knows the word. But still, in order to test my knowledge, verify, he has asked me that question. I feel very funny about this. However, what is that smile called? That smile, a single word. Smirk. Smirk. Let me write here. S M I R K. Smirk. 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 When the teacher asked a boy a certain question, the boy sitting next to him was marking, which indicated that he knew the answer, whereas his friend was unable to answer the question. Okay, so this is called Mark, SMIRK. There is a certain video on this channel we have uploaded. That video is exclusively on English words indicating different sorts of smile. If you find time, please watch that video. You will learn a lot of words meaning the smile of different types. It will help you, my dear. Let's move on to number 3. And number 3 is uncontrollable or excessive sexual desire in a woman. If a woman has a very tremendous, excessive sexual desire, which she cannot control, she needs to satisfy her biological urge. Otherwise, she feels uncomfortable. So what is that particular thing called? That's a kind of, this is not normal, this is a kind of disease, we say. It's a disease treated by a psychiatrist. So if anybody has this problem, it is better to consult a psychiatrist, because the psychiatrist will be able to help that patient, that girl, that woman. So the word is, once again, let me repeat, uncontrollable or excessive sexual desire in a woman, which is abnormal. You may call her a sex maniac. But firstly, sex maniac is not a single word. Sex maniac is a phrase. Secondly, this phrase, sex maniac, refers to both men and women, not only for women. But here we are going to learn the word, single word, which means the excessive sexual desire in a woman only, not in a man. That's a different one that I'll give you some other day. Today we are going to learn the single word meaning this. The single word is, let me write here, N Y M P H O M A N I A. The word is nymphomania. Nymphomania. Mania. Nymphomania. That particular disorder is called nymphomania, or that particular. I feel that it is not normal in women, but still, if anybody has this, what is that called? That's called nymphomania. She is suffering from nymphomania. Oh, it's really very difficult for you to deal with your wife because your wife is suffering from nymphomania. And the woman who is suffering from nymphomania is called nymphomaniac. N-I-A-C. Nymphomaniac. She is a nymphomaniac. Who wants to make friends with a nymphomaniac? Nobody. Okay. Let's move on to number 4. Someone, especially a man, who is not fashionable or interesting or has no friends. If there is a certain person in your locality who is not very interesting, okay, not very interesting nor even fashionable, very clumsy, old-fashioned, awkward person, and who doesn't interest anybody at all, and that person is friendless. He has no friend. He lives alone. He lives quite alone. He has to live a very lonely life. Moreover, he is not fashionable. And nobody wants or nobody is interested to make friends with him. What is that man called? That's used only in case of men, not in case of women. Okay? So that man is called, let me write here, okay? S A D D O. Shadow. Shadow. S-A-D-D-O. Shadow. This word, write down, please. This will help you a lot. There is a certain shadow in our locality who lives beside our house, but very seldom people meet him, or very seldom he is found to move around with some companion. So he is a shadow. Let's move on to number 5. Having or showing ideas that are different and unusual, but not practical or likely to succeed. Try to understand. It is an adjective, okay? The word that I'm going to give you now is an adjective, because here the meaning tells you clearly that it requires an adjective as its meaning. Having or showing ideas that are different. Some ideas which are different and unusual, not very usual ideas. But those ideas are not practical. Such ideas as are not very practical and not likely to succeed. The idea is never going to succeed. So, what will you use? What is that particular word, that adjective, which you have to use here? The word is, let me write here, Q U O, sorry, excuse me, Q U I Q I X O T I C. Quixotic. Quixotic. The pronunciation is Quixotic. There is a person actually whose name was Quixote. From that particular word, this word is derived. This word is Quixotic. Your Quixotic ideas, please don't give your Quixotic ideas. Why? Because your ideas are not going to succeed. Your ideas are impractical. Your ideas are unusual. So don't give your ideas. Your ideas are sure to fail because you are giving me some quixotic ideas. Okay, move on to number 6. A mental illness in which a person feels an uncontrollable wish to set things on fire. There are some people, you also know them, I also know them, not personally, but we know there are such people. These people look for an opportunity, wait for an opportunity. Whenever they get the opportunity, the golden opportunity to set things on fire, they do that because they enjoy doing that. A mental illness is not very normal. It's a mental illness, a form of mental illness, and this person who has this should also consult a psychiatrist. Try to understand this once again. A mental illness. So we are going to get the word which means that mental illness in which a person feels an uncontrollable wish to set things on fire. If there is a strike or any agitation, some people are there who enjoy setting public buses on fire, cars on fire. This is the kind of mania which they have. Now, what is the single word for that? The single word for that is, let me write down here, P Y R O M A N I A. The word is pyromania. He is suffering from pyromania. And the person who is suffering from this disease, this pyromania, this mental illness, is called pyromaniac. NIAC. Pyromaniac. Here is pyromania, as it is the name of that particular mental illness. But the person who is suffering from this mental illness is called pyromaniac. Clear? There are many pyromaniacs on the loose. Why? Whenever they get the chance, they set things on fire. They enjoy doing that. It's a kind of perversion. Number 7, and this is going to be the last one for this session. A formal party held for older students at the end of the school year at which there is dancing. This is somewhat like a farewell ceremony, a farewell function. It is generally organized by the school authorities. It is very formal. It is not informal. It is a formal party. But at that party, the older students dance there. It is for the older students, the outgoing students, the students who are going to graduate from that particular school are given the farewell this way. A party is organized at which there is dancing. They generally dance. In some movies you will see, I have forgotten the name of that particular movie, Hindi movie, in which they use this particular word. That word I'm going to give you now. And the word is, single word is Prom. P-R-O-M. P-R-O-M. Prom. There is a prom organized by the school authorities to bid the outgoing students a farewell, bid farewell to the outgoing students. Say at your school you will see when the Madhyamik examination is about to be held or Madhyamik examination is over, then the students who are going out, they will pass the examination and they will graduate from that school and they will go somewhere else. There is a certain function held. In our country, we do not call it a party, we call it a function, and that function, those students are felicitated by the headmaster and some other guests. And the existing students also stay in the hall to watch their elder brothers and sisters being felicitated by the school authorities. So that is, and in our country generally we do not, our country means I am talking about the rural or semi-urban areas, suburban areas. I don't know whether they do it in the metropolitan cities or not. I have no idea. If you know that, please write down. And in a certain Hindi movie it was shown, but I have forgotten the name of the Hindi movie, where this particular word was used as well, prom. So if you remember the name of that particular Hindi movie, write down in the comment box so that I can remember once again seeing that. Okay, so prom. A prom is organized by the school authorities. The senior students, the outgoing students are all supposed to come to attend that party, and they will be dancing there, enjoying themselves. So that is a prom. Okay. So the 7 words you have got today, for lack of space, as you see very well that the meaning of each word is so very long that it has occupied a huge space. Here you see 2 lines almost. The single word is here, and to mean that single word, so many words have been used. And that's why there is no more space for the other single word expressions. Alright, there is no problem. Some other videos are likely to come in the days to go. Okay, you will get those words as well. So please, if you enjoy this video, if you enjoy this session, give us a like. If you don't enjoy this session, if you feel that this session has not helped you or benefited you in any way, give me a dislike. No problem. After all, you are my guides. If you give me a dislike, I will feel that yes, I have not been able to present the lesson properly, interestingly. So I will try to improve that. And if you enjoy it, there's no problem, then please give me a like. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. Okay? It's my request to you. And if you have like-minded friends, some friends who are also interested in learning English or improving their vocabulary, share the video with them. All right? See you again in the next session. Bye-bye.